welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Hi. I talk about books and writing, and today I am back on the Christmassy books again and talking about The Gingerbread Bakery by Laurie Gilmore. I've been really excited for this one because this is finally the story of Annie and Mac, and I have been really looking forward to this. It's actually my first enemies to lovers as well, I think, which was, kind of fun. Anyway, so we finally get the story of why they hate each other, and they are kind of forced to spend time together because it is Logan and Jeannie's wedding. Congratulations to the happy couple that we've been following since the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. And yeah, everyone's in town to come and see this, see the wedding and come and celebrate this wonderful couple. And they have been told they have to at least pretend to get along for the sake of the wedding, because quite early in the story, Annie kind of goes for Mac, and it really upsets Jeannie because she wants everything to go without a hitch, which is fair. And yeah, they are kind of forced to spend more and more time together and kind of deal with why they don't get on. Anyway, that said, I am going to just crack in on the likes. Number 1, the mystery. Yeah, I know, I was shocked to see this here too. If you have seen my other Dream Harbour reviews, you will know that for me, the mystery is always the thing I like the least. But this works. Nana goes missing and Annie is tasked with finding her. And Mac comes along to help her, whether she wants him to or not. She does not. And, the difference between this and other mysteries was it didn't feel out of place. It worked within the story while you are, and you worry because you've known Nana as a character since the first book. You've seen her cropping up throughout the series, and I really like her character. At the end of the day, she's going to be okay because it's a nice, it's Dream Harbour. It's never going to get particularly heavy. But it still worked really well that as soon as it was, no one knows where Nana's gone, and there is obviously snowstorms and stuff, straight away I'm like, go on. I'm invested, which is what I have found missing in the others, where they either felt a bit out of place like Christmas Tree Farm, or it felt a bit go nowhere and nothing burger of, say, the Cinnamon Bun Bakery. No, the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. This is the Gingerbread Bakery. Please excuse me. Been a long week. It's only Monday. Anyway, so yeah, I absolutely love the mystery. It worked better than in any of the previous books. So yeah, I was actually quite shocked to see this here. And number 2, the dual timeline. None of the other books have done this. None of the other books needed it. But I still really liked it. It worked for this book. It was necessary. It was nice to actually have the 2 timelines going on alongside each other, where you've got when Annie and Mac were 19 and how they ended up becoming enemies and how they ended up falling out, and alongside what's going on in the current day. And now this could have been done in tiny little flashbacks. We'd have lost so much if it had just been what their history had just been alluded to or things like that. I'm really glad we got it properly in depth. And the pacing was really solid on this. It could so easily have kind of gone off on tangents and not worked and muddied the story, but the writing in this is better than I think any of the previous books. It felt tight, it kept going, it all fitted, nothing felt fillery. There was always an explanation for why it's here. I was really, really chuffed with it. It just worked nicely. And number 3, Kira. Yeah, I know this one shocked me as well, because obviously in my last review, she was one of my least favourite things about the book. Kira got a retcon, and we needed it. Okay, it was feckin' horrible in the last book, but she's, she's chilled out. She seems nicer. She's the event organiser now. She is organising this wedding. She's on it. But she's not nasty anymore. She's softened. She's become more well-rounded. She's become better written. I was glad to see it. And I was actually enjoying the little points where she, does pop up in the story. There were moments where I was just like, yeah, Bennett's kind of getting on my nerves now. But you know what? It worked. It was fun. I really liked it. I like this Kira. I wish we could have had more of this in the last book rather than what we got where she was just constantly angry. You know, she's chilled the hell out and it works. She's still very no nonsense, and she's still like, we're gonna get on with it, and you know, shit's gonna get done. But she's not as prickly. She's so much better now. I like this Kira. I'm actually looking forward to seeing her in future books. So that said, let's talk about the dislikes. Number 1, the slap. Now, Annie smacks Mac. He was outlining what he said. That does not make hitting him okay. And, you know, the reality is, if the shoe was on the other foot and he'd hit her for saying something that was way out of line, we'd all be screaming that he is the villain and she needs to get away from him. Now, he spends a fair few times in this book waiting for her to kick him in the junk, and I didn't like that either. You know, I think plays into this slap. It was like, you should not be worrying about getting, like, you know, punted in the love spuds here, dude. It's not healthy. It's, you know, we would not think it was okay if, you know, the genders were reversed. So, yeah, I didn't love that. And the fact that she seemed to smack him one in the mush, and then suddenly they can talk so much easier and everything else. And I was like, nah, sorry, ma'am. That is like anything else. And, you know, look, don't get me wrong. She regrets it. She's not happy with what she did. She is apologetic. She knows she's done goofed. But could there not have been something else other than this, and not have him constantly worry she's gonna, like, you know, hoof in between the legs? Because that's not okay. You know, that is the issue that we have. I think that, you know, we'd straight away say he is the villain if the genders were reversed, but it seems okay and acceptable and almost played for laughs when it's, you know, this way around, and it's not. You know, I don't. It's not something I like. It doesn't sit comfortably with me. You know, it's literally one moment and it's handled well enough, but I still felt a bit icky. Anyway, and number 2, Iris. I know I brought her up in the last review that I didn't love that she was this clearly child-free person, that they have then used her being child-free as her character growth to become a mum. But it's still prevalent here and it's still getting on my nerves. Like, it is really an issue for me. I really hate it. And I just found it frustrated that she's gone from, like, yeah, nothing to do with kids to, look how pregnant and happy I am. I just wanted, like, why couldn't you have teamed her up with a child-free person down the line, or, you know, and found him someone who maybe wanted kids and couldn't have them, and then they still have this wonderful little family anyway? Why did you have to take Iris from me? Anyway, yeah, it's a small thing, and I know it's a me thing. I know there's plenty of people who love Iris and Archer. I haven't read the book. I'm not going to. I can't stand kids. I'm really sorry. I'm not cut out for parenting, and yeah, I'm not going to read it. It's my ick, and, you know, I'm just not going to do it. Anyway, right. That's actually it. I really enjoyed this book. This is by far and away the best of the series for me. I think the writing is tight. It is funny. It is entertaining. I loved that we finally got Annie and Mac's story, and we did get the little breadcrumbs of who's going to be next. And they have actually announced the new book is going to be out in May 2026. I will obviously review that. I am going to be returning to Dream Harbour in the new year, though, and I will be doing a review of the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, because I have read it and I did not review it because I was not a reviewer at the time. Anyway, right. Go off and have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you again next Tuesday, and yeah, take care, guys. Bye.